Thank you, everyone. It's great to be here this morning. Thank you for having us. I'm going to change the slide because I'm not here alone. I came with Chris. So maybe just to introduce myself, my name is Marie. I'm a product marketer at Criteo, and with me today is Chris.
Hi, yeah, I'm Christopher Tower. I'm the VP of Product for Criteo Go, which is the product we're going to be talking to you about today.
And maybe just to introduce Criteo, the company we are from. Criteo is an advertising technology company that uses commerce intelligence to drive relevance for shoppers and performance for businesses. And what we would like to do today is share a little bit about our journey on how we rethought or how we are rethinking to make performance advertising more simpler. And this also matters in the world, and this is great because this morning, Mark already brought us through a lot of ideas and what is happening in the market, and also from the founders that were just here. They also shared a lot of ideas where they're really impacted with the fact that shopping is changing and that consumer behavior is becoming more complex. Okay. So our recent Criteo shopper journey, where we interview shoppers, this one I think included 7,000 shoppers, found something interesting. 65% of shoppers are using more than 3 channels to discover new products. Think about that. Your customers aren't loyal to a single channel anymore. They are moving between social media, CTV, search engine, retail sites, what else? Influencer content, and very often exactly at the same time. And this is why a single channel strategy for display marketing or marketing campaigns isn't really realistic anymore. It simply can't keep up. There's something else, and the complexity doesn't really stop here. Most shoppers visit 2 or more websites to simply understand what is out there and what products are there for them. They look at them to read reviews, to research, or just simply to compare prices. And I think we can all relate to that from our own shopping behavior online. Whether it's consumer electronics, fashion, beauty, I think groceries is also a great example. Shoppers are constantly bouncing between different touch points on their journey. And this level of fragmentation really creates, I'm going to come a little closer, I feel very far, really creates a challenge, but also a huge opportunity for anyone out there who can connect these dots on the shopper journeys for their clients. So what's actually changing? First, shopping no longer starts in one place. I think we have established that. Shopper preferences are more dynamic than ever before, and they're constantly changing on where shoppers want to be. So depending on how we change our behavior, this is where I also want to find new products and get to know new brands. Plus, and we also spoke about this already this morning, Mark mentioned it, consumers are increasingly relying on AI-driven and LLM environments, which means they move even more fluidly across more touch points and more surfaces. We already had a few examples, I think, search, social platforms, and we didn't mention CTV, you name it. So there are a lot of different places where shoppers out there. And second, we just mentioned before, AI completely changed the game. We are really seeing a structural shift with AI as this really fragments the consumer journey more. And even as consumers experiment with AI assistants, our data shows that 96% of the shoppers still go back to other channels. So it's not only AI assisted, but also all the other channels we just looked at. I think one thing is clear, and it's great because Mark also mentioned it this morning. Doing advertising on one channel isn't really realistic anymore. If we want to keep up, if we want to be part of the game, we really have to be active cross-channel and include all of these channels in everything that we do. So obviously, coming from an edtech company, I have to ask, so what happens to the marketing funnel? What does it mean to the funnel? I think we all have very clearly in front of our minds. And I think the good news is that the funnel has not disappeared, but it no longer works as a clear linear sequence of steps, right? So discovery, consideration, and conversion are now happening in parallel and across many channels. Consumers can enter at any point, they move fluidly between the stages, and they take purchase decisions at any point, not following a predefined path anymore. So the funnel still exists, good news, but it's no longer linear and it's no longer tied to individual channels. As this shift in consumer behavior is exactly why we started to rethink how digital advertising should be working for our clients. And if the consumer journey is fragmented, dynamic, and cross-channel by default, performance and marketing platforms like us, we need to adapt. We need to change too. And that's where our journey by building Criteo Go begins. And I'm handing now over to Christopher, who will talk us a little bit our journey, our experience to building Criteo Go.
Thanks, Mary. So Criteo has been around for over 20 years. We're a very tech-focused company. We have 17,000 clients and a global footprint. There's a lot of data on this slide, but I think the key points here is that we see over $1 trillion worth of transactions on our clients' sites on an annual basis, with over 25 billion products in our clients' SKUs. And that actually gives us the data really to power the AI age, right? We have invested very heavily in our machine learning to bring signals out of that noise. And we have two properties I think that are really important that are just covered on this slide on the right-hand side. So the first is our identity graphs. We are able to identify a single consumer across web, mobile, on apps, on browsers, on CTVs, basically across all of the environments that we think we see an individual. And that gives us that ability to address a consumer across all of these channels and touch points at the same time. And the second thing is our shopper graph, which is probably the core of Criteo overall. That does two things. That relates every single one of the many millions of users that we see every day. In fact, we see over 740 million users daily, to every single product and brand and advertiser that we have and represent. So what that means is that we actually build an affinity score between every single user and every single thing that's available for sale on our clients' websites and e-com properties, which brings us huge amount of precision effectively to the media buying piece. It means that we can predict very, very quickly and cleanly what the affinity is of a particular consumer to any product at any one time. And that drives a huge amount of efficiency in media buying, as I say. So about 2 years ago, we launched our Go campaigns. Now, we have traditionally been a managed service product that has skewed quite heavily towards enterprise clients. We work with some of the biggest names in e-commerce. But what we found with Go campaigns, which as I'll go on to describe in just a moment, Go campaigns are cross-channel by nature, and they're AI-driven, i.e. the need for doing manual optimization across the lifetime of the campaign has basically been removed. And we observed straight away when our clients were using that versus their manually optimized campaigns that they were getting 9 or 10% increase in ROAS within the first couple of weeks. And that gave us conviction that actually we probably had a product for small to medium businesses as well. And it's been my, what I've been working on basically for the last 2 years is to think about how we can take all of this technology that we've got here and make it available to small and medium businesses to help them grow. So we built the concept of Criteo Go, which is what we're here to talk to you about today, which is our core technology, but wrapped in a self-service layer to make sure that we can get out to companies like yourselves to help them grow as quickly as easily as possible. We've spent the last year and a half talking relentlessly to small to medium businesses to understand their needs. I was at dinner with some people from this conference last night, and I saw the same thing there that I've seen across a lot of the small to medium businesses we've been talking to, which is just a really, really impressive amount of hustle. People are obviously doing a lot of work. They're time poor, and they've got to wear lots of different hats in their day-to-day work. So they don't have time to invest in solutions which aren't going to create value for them. And I think that's really, really key. That's really the problem we're trying to solve. When we defined what we wanted from our Criteo Go platform, we basically identified 4 main properties. So the first would be a low-lift integration. We know that customers now need turnkey solutions, plug and play solutions. Even if you do have a tech team, we know that their backlogs are huge. So we don't want to spend an awful lot, you don't want to spend an awful lot of time investing in a solution which, if it doesn't work for you, has been effectively a sunk cost. We wanted to do unified activation across all of these channels. Again, we don't want to be an additional channel or additional platform that you have to add to the many different things you're trying to do. We're trying to actually consolidate some of your media buying. We wanted to bring the best of our generative creative tools to small to medium business clients. So we have a creative team, they have a creative studio, they have access to all of the latest generative AI tooling, but we wanted to make that available to our clients directly. And then lastly, the AI-driven decision piece around optimization and automation, all designed effectively to mean that we can take and automate the value creation and business growth for your companies. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the integration part. We've built an agentic onboarding solution, which effectively means that when you start to register with us, we look at your site, we see what the tools you are, the platform you're on, we use Google Tag Manager, etc., and then we create a tailored path effectively for onboarding. 98% of the clients that have onboarded with Criteo so far have had I would say, a tech-free integration. That is to say, there has been no coding at all. Shopify clients are our main client base, and we have an app on Shopify store, but also if you go through our flow, you'll be taken directly through that, and we'll integrate the feed, we'll integrate the tags, so server-to-server tag on Shopify. We've seen clients, and we looked at recorded user experience going from self-registration to campaign creation in 45 minutes tops. Cross-channel. So this is at the heart of what we've been talking about today. The need to be efficiently and across all of these different channels at the same time. So when we talk about cross-channel, it isn't simply that we want to talk about consolidation. Right? We're not just talking about having a single one-stop shop for all of these different digital marketing campaigns. It's actually that we see a huge efficiency gain in doing that, taking that approach. That goes back to the identity graph that I was saying before. Because we can see the user across all of these different touch points, what that means is that we are able to predict which advert on which platform is most likely to convert and buy it at the lowest possible price, which means we're driving for you maximum return on ad spend. And in fact, we see on average, where clients do adopt this cross-channel approach, an increase of over 20% in return on ad spend on cross-channel campaigns versus single-channel campaigns. And then even since we built this slide, and this is really exciting, we added OpenAI in the top right-hand corner there. So we've been working with OpenAI to buy ChatGPT inventory for the last couple of months. And then 2 days ago, Criteo announced that Criteo Go campaigns will now natively buy OpenAI ChatGPT inventory, out of the box. So that means that quite literally, you could, if you wanted, sign up with us today, and by tomorrow, you'd be showing ads on ChatGPT. It's very, very exciting, and our clients are sort of beating down the door. We've got a lot of really good press about it. I'm not sure if that slide on the left is going to build. I'll have a look. Nope. Okay, so our generative AI tool. So obviously, you want your brand to stand out in your advertising, but we realize that you don't necessarily have the creative tools. We know that building creatives is expensive. And so what we've done is we've built creative studio tools into the product. We have text-to-image generation, so you might have some imagery that you're not very happy with, you want to improve it. You can add prompts. We will build some imagery that can be included in your branding ads. Text-to-text, again, generating text call to action, which will automatically be populated and across multivariants of your creatives in an automated way. And then the one that's probably most exciting is the URL to video generation. So if you do not have a video that you want to use in a creative, then actually what we can do is you can enter your URL, we will scrape your website, we will build a video for you that's marketing fit. There's a creative editor in there as well, so you can regenerate that video as many times as you want until you get it perfect. It's got audio, and we even fly in product recommendations as well over the top of the video. And then finally, the kind of core of the platform is the campaign creation piece. So all you really have to do is choose one of the three funnel layers that we have available. Maximizing conversions, which is effectively showing ads to and targeting customers, existing customers and buyers and people who have recently visited your site. Acquire new customers, which is very popular. It's actually the most popular campaign type on Criteo Go, which is effectively targeting long dormant visitors and consumers that we know are effectively in market for a product that is within the category offered by your site. And then driving discovery, which we really think of as a sort of customer base building tactic. This is targeting customers that are new to brand, so customers never visited your site before. And effectively, we're looking at customers that we think will have an affinity to purchase products from your site. So they're highly likely that effectively, if we can, advertise them in the right way, they could become future customers for you. All you need to do is select one of those layers, you enter a budget, and then we go to the next step, which is designing your ads. And if we've got all of the assets that I just talked about, and you provided us with those assets or used our tool to generate those assets, then we build in an automated way ads to serve in display, native, on social, and video as well. And then all you need to do is review and launch your campaign, and you're good to go. As I say, we've seen customers come in, register, onboard, create campaigns, and launch in under 45 minutes. And as long as you pass our Know Your Customer checks, you'll be live the next morning. I think we're going to play you a short marketing video now. But before we do, I think there's a promotional credit offer.
Yes.
Do you want to tell?
Yes, sure. So as this is a new offer, if you launch a test campaign, there is a promotional credit for any client within the UK. If you want to know more, please come to our booth. We have a bit of information there for you as well. But I think it's a great opportunity to just give it a try, test it out.
Great. Thanks very much. Hope to see you at the booth.
You know your audience. You know your business. You know what drives results. But modern shoppers are moving fast. Keeping up with them can feel like a losing game. Introducing Criteo Go, the AI-powered outcome-based ad platform. Built to help you get traffic, win new customers, and maximize conversions. Set up campaigns in just a few clicks. Completely self-serve. No waiting, no back and forth, no middleman. Run ads across social, display, and video. With Commerce AI powering each campaign, driving high performance with faster results. No guesswork needed. Keep doing what you do best. Let Criteo Go do the rest.
Thank you.